It is really exciting, all of the different cruise ports that cruise ships are traveling to right now, and the different home ports that cruise lines are choosing to home port in more and more. So today we are going to be talking about some of the itineraries that are not only new, but maybe tweaked a little bit, where some ships are going to be home porting, because the world is getting wider and wider for all of us. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Tuesday. It is November 12th of 2024, and I always think about the places that we go visit, but it is equally important to think about the way that you visit the places that you choose to go. So we will be talking about that this week as well. So make sure you look for our videos every day. We put something out except for Sunday. Every once in a while we miss a day, but it's rare. So let's start at the top talking about Princess for 2026. Princess just released what their Canada and New England schedule is going to be for 2026. The Sapphire Princess and the Majestic Princess are the two ships that will be running those cruises. So the Sapphire Princess will be going between Quebec and Boston during that season, and the Majestic Princess will be going round trip from New York City during that season. Now, if you have been around here a little bit, you know that we've got a group cruise that we're doing. The 4th of July is the day it departs from Boston. It doesn't leave till 11 p.m. We go to overnight to New York City, we go to Philadelphia, then up to St. John. New Brunswick is our port outside of the United States, but it is perfectly situated right around the time when all of the festivities are going to be going for the 250th birthday of the United States. Princess has announced that to mark the 250th anniversary of the United States, they are going to do what they are calling a special sailing, a 14-day Canada and Colonial America. It's going to go from Quebec down to Fort Lauderdale. If you follow along with how ships reposition, this is the repositioning cruise that takes place every year as the ship moves from being home ported up there in Quebec and traveling between there and Boston back down to Fort Lauderdale. The places, though, if you want a 14-day cruise and you don't care if it's around the 4th of July, the places that ship is going to visit, they have an overnight stay in New York City. Then they're also going to stop in Canada, several stops: Saguenay, Charlottetown, Sydney, and Halifax, Canada. And then they'll stop in Boston, Newport, Rhode Island, and Norfolk, Virginia. Those are the three cities that they will be stopping in the United States as the ship works her way down to Fort Lauderdale. So if that's something you're interested in, take a look at that. Now, when you think of the Majestic Princess sailing round trip from New York City, my tip for you would be to look at the itineraries for each week that ship will be sailing during the season. Now, if a certain week works best for you, absolutely go that week. But if you've got a little flexibility, take a look at the different ports that the ship will be going, because they change around a little bit depending, I'm sure, on port availability for the ships as they were developing those itineraries. So just look at everything, because sometimes Portland is on the itinerary, sometimes it's not. There's a little bit of moving around there, and so keep your eye out for that. Next up, this is really kind of exciting, I think, what Carnival is doing. So Carnival, and you know what, I think this is really important. If you don't sail on Carnival, don't click out now. This is really important to think about, because you know what, sometimes cruise ships go places that you really want to go at the time you want to go. And I am going to submit that we all need to have an open mind and be willing to try new things. If someone that we haven't cruised on, a cruise line that we haven't cruised on before, is going where we want to go, or doing exactly what we want to do, or maybe they have an extra special ship, which I think is the situation with Carnival here. If you are familiar, last year about this time I went on the Carnival celebration, and I'm going to be honest with you, I was pleasantly surprised. A lot of people sail on Carnival and love it. A lot of people go on Carnival and don't like it. I went on Carnival, I'd go on Carnival again. I really would, and I love Princess. Asamara was superb. I have enjoyed Royal Caribbean and Norwegian. Carnival was great. I would definitely line my experience, like my Carnival cruise was better than my Royal Caribbean cruise. I never made that connection until just now in my mind, but it absolutely was. And so my point is, try new things. So with Carnival, they are going to still be having the Carnival. Let's talk about New York first. So having ships home port there in New York City, the Carnival Venezia is going to be there in New York. They're going to be doing sailings, and you can kind of decide how many days you want to spend in Bermuda. They've got some variety with that. I know going to Bermuda is something a lot of people really enjoy. Going to New York City to do it is one of the places to do it from. So consider that. And they also are going to be having some cruises that take you down to see different places in the Caribbean. If you're sailing on the Carnival Venezia and you are doing it after Celebration Key opens next summer, you are going to have the opportunity on some of the itineraries to be able to go to Celebration Key. Also, Nassau, Grand Turk, and Half Moon Key. So there's a lot of different things to consider when you're looking on sailing the Carnival Venezia out of New York. So that makes me really excited. They are going to run a Carnival Journey cruise, so look that up. A Carnival Journey cruise are extra special Carnival cruises, and they will be doing one to transport her, reposition her from New York down to Port Canaveral, where she will be home porting during the winter time. Also, when it comes to Los Angeles, the Carnival Firenze, the Carnival Radiance, and the Carnival Panorama are going to be home porting there in Long Beach, and there are so many different itineraries to look at. They are also including several voyages to Hawaii round trip from Long Beach, and so truly the world is opened up there. So take a look at what the different options are. And with the Carnival Firenze and the Carnival Venezia, the two ships that Carnival acquired from Costa Cruise Lines, really big deal. They are absolutely beautiful. They are on my list to go on, so hopefully I can squeeze one in sometime during the winter time here, slide down to Long Beach and get on the Carnival Firenze and take a look at that for you. But I'm really excited, and everyone that goes on those ships comments on how beautiful they are, and they also comment on how good the food is, and that it's an extra special experience on Carnival. So just wanted to put that out there. Next up, it's really a big deal here, but Holland America, who has actually been going to Alaska longer than anyone else, has announced that they are doing something extra special with their Alaska cruise tours in 2026. So already Holland America is the only cruise line that when it comes to their cruise tours really takes you very far into the Yukon at all. If you do a cruise tour that goes to the Yukon with Holland America, you go to Whitehorse and to Dawson City. They are tweaking a few things though for some of their cruise tours in 2026, and they are adding a stop at a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The name of the UNESCO World Heritage Site is Trondheim Klondike, and it is right close to Dawson City there, and it is actually on Indigenous peoples' land there. Very special UNESCO World Heritage Site, so they not only celebrate the Indigenous people that live in that region there and have lived in that region there, but it is also tied to everything to do with Dawson City and the Klondike Gold Rush. Lots of history there, so I think it's really cool that they are going to do that. Holland America is also tweaking their cruise tours so that you can actually see a little bit more of Dawson City. You'll fly there, and then you'll go to the Denali Lodge. It's really important to note that both on Princess and Holland America, your cruise tours include getting the chance to go on the train, on that glass dome train, to take you through the wilderness at some point. And a lot of times, if you have ever sailed out of Whittier there in Alaska, so you fly into Anchorage and then you take the transfer or whatever transportation you arrange down to Whittier to get on the ship, the train pulls right up to the ship there. It's actually really magnificent to watch the train come along, and then everyone disembarks and comes and embarks on the ship. So it's really special. So I just wanted to point out that they've got a new 13-day Denali and Yukon cruise tour. It's going to run on the New Amsterdam or on the Westerdam. You get to start off in Fairbanks, then like I said, you're going to fly over to Dawson City, then you head to Denali for 3 days. So now when you go on one of the cruise tours that goes to Denali or goes up to Dawson City. It is already going to include the Tundra Wilderness Tour at Denali National Park, and it is going to include the Klondike Gold Tour in Dawson City, so those don't have to be extra things anymore. Finally, it's important to note that Holland America also has a brand new 14-day Ultimate Denali Tour that includes an overnight in Homer, Alaska. Homer, Alaska overnight. So I think I just might have to take it just to get to do that. And then you also get to have time in Fairbanks and Anchorage, as well as your cruise tour that goes before your 7-day cruise that will take you down to Vancouver. So I am really excited. You think of Alaska cruise tours, but I love that the cruise lines are thinking of new ways to tweak them, make them even more immersive and more special. So let me know if you are thinking of doing any of these itineraries. If anything I have said today makes you want to go look and take a closer look at anything, or look something up about somewhere that you might want to go that you've never been, or you want to go and see something different this time because new things are available, I really look forward to hearing from you in the comments. And if you have visited any of the ports, done any of the things that I have talked about, will you please share your experience in the comments, because it helps all of us. I'll look forward to seeing you here again tomorrow, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.